Neat Games.
Hello world, Neat Games here. I'm recording this in my classroom, so sorry if the audio is a little weird. But I wanted to make a short devlog letting you guys know that I was in an indie game festival here in Seoul, Korea. It was called Burning Beaver. And in case you didn't know, my game is a simple and minimalistic Metroidvania featuring a magical spear that is set in a colorful world for you to explore. And I've been working on it for about 2 years now. I think it's called Burning Beaver because of the expression, busy beaver. We indie game devs, we work really hard and we make very cool games, much like how a beaver has the passion to make a cool dam. I assume that's what it is, they're burning with passion, but yeah. So I'm gonna start making these little lazy devlogs because I really don't like editing much, and I just want to update, those of you who care on the game. I know my videos aren't super popular, but yeah, it's fun to talk with you guys. My wife discovered the festival online, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to apply for. I wasn't sure if I'd get in, but to my surprise, I got accepted. There was a lot of competition, I heard, and I think they accepted like 90 to 100 games. I can't remember. YesterSol isn't finished yet, but it was nice to get a really polished demo ready. I think perhaps one more year and I can finish. I've been working really hard on the game while not making any YouTube videos. So I find that YouTube kind of slows me down actually. So it's cool that I spend all my extra energy after work just working on the game. And yeah, it's coming along really well. To prepare for the Burning Beaver Festival, we had to do a lot of stuff. I had to make some images, I had to cut down a 1-minute trailer. One of the biggest things to do was I had to localize the demo into Korean, and that was really hard. At first I tried the Unity localization package. It seems really cool, but it's kinda hard to set up, and I had it working on a test project, but then trying to make it work with my strange dialogue system didn't work at all, so I kinda came up with my own system. And it seems to work fairly well for my game. My game's not like super dialogue heavy. And much like Hollow Knight, the main character just listens. You never really talk back. So yeah, I think I might stick with my system. Each language has its own game object. So like if I click Korean, the English is deactivated, the Japanese is deactivated, but the Korean is activated. So I have to make like a different game object for each language, but it seems pretty easy. I just copy and paste from the Google spreadsheet that I'll do localization on. So I might stick with that, or I might give Unity's localization another try. But yeah, that was the biggest thing for me to do. Also for the booth, we wanted to prepare some gifts so we could, entice people to come over. So we made some stickers and some pins. And I did all that art in 2 weeks. I ended up making like 4 images, and I used those as posters to decorate the booth also. We had them printed out on nice color paper. Also, I hung up some of my notes and sketches from my brainstorming notebook, and that made my booth look real nice. On the night before the festival, after work, we went and we set up our booth. The venue looks super nice. The DDP, Dongdaemun Design Plaza, is a very unique architecture building. There's like no straight lines in it. And we were in the Art Hall 1, so it's a very futuristic looking venue. And also they were nice enough to give us this really cool, huge, big banner to put in the back of the booth. And they provided a really powerful computer with 2 monitors for the demo. And I brought my kind of powerful laptop so we could run 2 demos. And I hooked up 1 monitor to the desktop and 1 monitor to the laptop. And then I had the laptop open just playing the trailer, and we raised the laptop up on a box so people walking by could see the trailer, and then we always had 2 people playing the demo. And that turned out to be a really good idea because I got twice as much people to play, and there were always 2 people playing. It was very surprising, except for maybe on the last day, right when it was closing. But all the other days, my booth always had someone playing the game. And the festival was over 3 days. Each day was hard work, but a lot of fun. I'm a teacher, so I'm always standing and talking to everyone, so that wasn't hard for me. Also, I'm not shy. I have some sales experience when I was in university and after, so, you know, as people walked by, I offered everyone a sticker, and I said in Korean, in bad Korean, I said, 저는 이 게임 혼자 만들었어요, and I handed them the sticker. That means, like, I made the game alone. And everyone was like, oh, really? That's cool. And also a good idea I had was on each sticker was a tiny piece of paper attached. And it reminded people about the game, and it had a QR code to wishlist and how to wishlist. Because I remember when I went to the BIC festival and I came home with all these stickers, I forgot even what the games were about for each sticker. So I wanted to put this little piece of paper, so when people got home, they would remember what YesterSol was. And I think it worked pretty good. Someone even wrote a blog somewhere that, you know, oh, the piece of paper on the sticker was a good idea. And once the festival started, it was so awesome and helpful to watch people play. And I was super surprised that people played for so long and had fun. I thought they would come and jump around, throw the spear, and leave. But a lot of people like hunkered down and they were determined to find the end of the demo. So that was really nice. But we had tons of playtesters and they enjoyed the game. But as they were playing, I saw some bugs that needed fixing. So right away I had a piece of blank A4 paper and I was writing notes of things I saw as they were playing. And also some level design stuff I wanted to fix. Like one example is, I saw this one room. It was like the 4th room where people were getting stuck in. And I tried my best not to give any, you know, instructions or hints. But if I saw them getting a little frustrated, I led them through that room. So that night, I fixed some bugs I found, and I adjusted that room that I noticed people were getting stuck in. And then the second day, I should mention each day was from, 10 to 6? So yeah, it was a long day, but yeah, from 10 to 6 we had our booth open. And on the second day, the game played even better, and people were getting through that room much better. And then there was another room, kind of before the first boss, that I always knew was kind of hard, but I realized it was too hard for that early in the game. As I was watching on the second day, I wrote notes like, oh, tonight I'm gonna make this spot a little easier. But people did like that room. They felt they looked excited once they finally passed that little jumping puzzle. But I did notice some people getting frustrated. And also in the first little battle arena, it felt a bit bland with the same enemies coming out. It was the first time seeing that enemy, but still it felt a little bland. So I added a better enemy at the end. Has a little bit better AI and has random attack animations, so it made that first battle arena more exciting. And then another thing I adjusted was the speaking collider on the NPCs, because I noticed people would walk right up to the NPC and stand on top of them and then initiate the dialogue, and it looked really weird having Corin right on top of the NPC. So I moved the speaking trigger dialogue to be in front of the NPC, like you couldn't interact if you're standing right on top of them. It was a kind of easy solution. I'm not sure if there's a better way, but so far it works. And the final day, day 3, the game played really smooth. Like after doing all those fixes, many people were able to get to the first or second boss. If it was really busy, I told them after they beat the first boss, you know, oh, this is the end of the demo. But if there wasn't a line behind the people playing, I let them play more. And several people got all the way to the second boss, which was really cool. and I improved both of those bosses a little bit for the demo. And I think on the third day, a famous influencer played my game, like a TikToker or something. I didn't realize she was famous. She just walked by my booth and I did my normal, like, ooh, I made this game alone. Hand her a sticker and told her that if she has time, check it out. And she played it right away. And as she sat down, I looked over my shoulder and I saw the army of fans following her. All these men, like, following her. And it made me laugh. I was trapped in my booth with a wall of male fans, like, hovering over her. And yeah, she enjoyed the game as well. She played until the first boss, actually, and she gave it like 3 tries. So yeah, that was an interesting experience on the third day. And then in the evening of the third day, which was Sunday, there were far less people. So that was very easy. But yeah, it was really cool experience having gone into this festival. And they had a little app where after they played the game, they could scan a QR code on our name tag and leave a review. So each day I was able to read the reviews that they were leaving, and people really enjoyed the game. Like, they were like, someone said something like, I wasn't expecting much, but the game turned out to be super fun. And a lot of good reviews. All of them were like 4 or 5 stars, 5 being the max. And some people gave a lot of suggestions for the game, like add this, add that. But I try not to take too many suggestions like that because I don't want my simple Metroidvania to get bogged down with extra mechanics and adding more work and more scope. Me personally, I enjoy the more simple Metroidvanias. I don't need like a charm system and a skill tree. I mostly like to explore. But when I hear people giving suggestions, I think that, oh, perhaps there's a problem with this area. Maybe it's a little boring. Maybe it needs, better enemies. So if I hear suggestions, I listen, but I'm more thinking like, what's the problem? What made them not satisfied? So I try to fix my game that way. But I think once the game is complete, certain Metroidvania fans will really enjoy it. Because some of the best-selling Metroidvanias are the more simple ones, like Haiku the Robot, or what's that called? Gato Roboto. So I'm kind of striving for that. I'm not trying to make a super complex Metroidvania. So yeah, that's my little story about the festival I went to. My favorite part was definitely watching people figure out the game and going like, oh, or when they got excited after beating a boss or, beating a difficult section. So, sometimes as a game developer, you forget if your game is fun or not. So it was nice to see people having fun with the game. And yeah, it was super satisfying that people actually wanted to keep playing. They didn't want to put it down. So yeah, I consider it a great success. I got some wish lists. I got some super valuable playtesting feedback. So I feel like YesterSol will be even better. And I'll keep working on it, and I'll try to post some updates every now and then. Just know I'm diligently working on the game until it's finished. And yeah, so everyone have a nice day, and bye bye.